So to get a good idea of what we're looking at with our malware, what we're going to need to do is download a program. So I'm just going to Control T, and the program is pretty simple. It's called idle, and what we're going to do is sudo apt install idle. And I think I already did this. So I already downloaded mine. It'll take you a few minutes to do this, but this program is going to be helpful for us to, so let me just Control L and clear that. This program is going to be helpful for us when we look at the malware because understanding what the malware is doing is going to be important. It's not going to be this patently obvious every time. So yeah, I already opened this with idle. So, but you might need to go to here, open with other application, and then scroll all the way down to where idle is. So my idle's at the top, but yours is going to be down here. And yeah, open this up. Let's see what it says. All right, so we have a couple things we have to identify with the malware to understand how it's working. The first thing is not so important. That is the shebang, which is basically setting the environment. So this just tells the operating system um, what environment we're going to run in, and we're going to run in Windows 3 or Python 3 if we can. And then interesting. Um, the next piece is actually important. These pieces, these imports are going to be important because we're going to import the operating system. We're going to import the PIL, which I believe Python imaging library, um, because that is what we're going to use to open the image. We're going to import a subprocess, which basically imports the ability to run another program, and we're going to import time. We're going to import time because down here we have this sleep time, or yeah, time sleep. Um, so whenever you download an app on your phone, or whenever and it says like, hey, this thing wants to have your location, or this thing wants to have the time, or this thing wants to use these processes of your phone in order to function, realize that that's what you're looking at up here. And if they don't make sense to you, that's kind of okay-ish because a lot of times it's for advertising and that kind of thing. But if you look at the permissions of the apps in your phone or on your computers, they oftentimes ask for way more permission than you think they would need. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the first code block. This code block is a very legitimate one. It's using the display images in the directory that we are in. So when we say open the images, it opens all the images in our downloads folder or whichever folder we're opening this program from by looking for anything with a .png, .jpg, .jpeg, GIF, or GIF, or BMP. All right. But then you see down here, it's looking at the perform secret actions. So performing the secret actions is first writing to this text file. And you can see there's some things in here that are, we're defining performing a secret action right here. We're defining displaying images in a directory up here. And then we have two ways of commenting out things in Python, probably more. But triple quotes means that this is literally just for whoever's looking at the code. The code doesn't run it, the code doesn't read it, it skips it. This is for me. Same thing with a pound symbol or a hashtag, the code skips it. So oftentimes these are really good hints as to what's going on here, because these are things that programmers and coders put in their programs for their own reference, because it's not always very human readable. So when we're looking at the operation of what it does, you're going to need to determine what this piece of malware is doing so that you can either stop it or let it continue running. Because some things are going to be very malicious and very problematic for your team, and other things are just fine to run. And so reading the code is going to be an important piece. So once again, the imports give you a huge hint. And then if something feels odd about the import, like this subprocess and this time, which honestly would not need to be applied to opening images, then go look for them down below in the code. And when you see them, oftentimes you'll see that they are doing something other than what the program was designed for, or at least what you thought it was designed for.